It's been a pretty exciting time for archaeologists lately, though honestly, when isn't it? Almost every day, someone stumbles upon something fascinating somewhere in the world, and each time it does, it gives us a chance to learn a bit more about our past. That might mean events from just 100 years ago, or jaw-dropping relics from thousands of years back. So, let's take a look at some of the latest discoveries that have been turning heads and rewriting history. Number 15. Ancient painting palette from Turkey. Art is old, far older than we usually give it credit for. A 5,000-year-old painter's palette was unearthed in 2020 in the Seferihisar district of Izmir, Turkey. Found at the archaeological site of Salabverdi, often called Koba, this ancient palette pushes back the timeline on complex artistic practices. The palette still has tiny circular wells where pigments were stored, offering clues about how ancient artists organized their color work. At the time, canvases weren't a thing, so these pigments were likely used to decorate pottery or ceramic wares, not walls. The site itself sat along a major trade route between the northern Levant and the Balkans, possibly functioning as a caravanserai or artisan hub. That means the artist behind this piece might have met travelers and craftspeople from across the ancient world. Today, this is the oldest known artist palette ever uncovered, a quiet but powerful reminder of how creativity and expression stretch deep into human history. And it's just one of the many paintings made by our ancient ancestors. Number 14. Mummified animals at Saqqara, Egypt. Now this is just insane. When we think of Egyptian mummies, we picture pharaohs and nobles wrapped in linen, not cats or crocodiles. But in November 2019, archaeologists at Saqqara, near Cairo's Step Pyramid, revealed something different, a stunning trove of mummified animals. This included cats, birds, cobras, and even crocodiles, many buried alongside elaborate statues and masks. Some of the feline sculptures turned out to house lion cubs, adding a twist no one expected. Among the statues was a massive scarab beetle sculpture, a sacred symbol in ancient Egyptian belief. The sheer size of it suggests deep ceremonial significance. This cache of mummified animals and sacred relics likely dates back over 3,000 years, and it's one of the largest collections of its kind ever found. While the animal remains are incredible on their own, it's the artistry and reverence behind them that truly tell a story, one where animals weren't just pets or offerings, but divine messengers in a complex spiritual world. Number 13. Rock crystal vase. Most people wouldn't dream of making a vase from rock crystal. It's awkward to work with and doesn't exactly scream elegance. But someone from the ancient Minoan settlement of Zakros did just that around 3,500 years ago. The vase, found in October 2020, is irregular and jagged in shape, clearly not made for beauty alone. Still, whoever crafted it thought it worthy enough to wrap in ornate beads, which hints that it held value beyond just form. Zakros, located on the eastern edge of Crete, was likely wiped out by the eruption of the Thera volcano around 1450 BCE. That chaos may have left treasures like this abandoned in the rush to escape. The original name of the settlement has long been forgotten, but the craftsmanship left behind still speaks volumes. While it may not be the prettiest vase ever made, it's a rare glimpse into the resourcefulness and artistic instincts of a culture navigating natural disaster and survival. Number 12. Korai statues. In 2018, a Greek farmer plowing his land in the village of Alafanta stumbled on something truly historic: fragments of ancient marble sculptures. What started as one weathered piece led to the unearthing of 3 complete statues known as koroi, depictions of nude male figures carved around 2,000 years ago. These sculptures are always the same: beardless men, arms down, left leg forward. And while they've been found across Greece, their exact meaning remains unclear. Some thought they represented Apollo, but that theory's been long dismissed. All 3 statues were found close together, not far from the city of Thebes, in the fertile region of Boeotia. Reports mention several graves beneath them, but details of what they contained haven't been shared publicly. What makes these koroi especially intriguing is their context. Why here in this specific spot, and why so many in one place? The mystery lingers, and until we know more, they stand silently in marble, holding their secrets tight. And there is a low koroi. Number 11. Preserved brain cells from Herculaneum. Skeletons can last millennia, but brain cells, well, that's almost unheard of. In a remarkable find from Herculaneum, a Roman city buried by Mount Vesuvius in 79 CE, scientists discovered the preserved brain cells of a young man who died in the eruption. His remains were found near a wooden bed inside a building, and inside his skull was a dark, glassy material. Turns out it wasn't volcanic residue, it was vitrified brain matter. The extreme heat of the eruption, followed by rapid cooling, caused his brain tissue to undergo a process called vitrification. This flash freezing preserved neural structures in astonishing detail, offering scientists a look into the actual microscopic makeup of a 2000-year-old brain. This is one of the few times brain cells from the ancient world have survived, and it's rewriting what we thought possible when it comes to archaeological preservation. A tragic moment frozen in time, but scientifically priceless. Number 10. Sumerian stone relief. In 2015, authorities in Shumen, Bulgaria, intercepted a shipment headed for the black market. What they found stunned archaeologists: a 5000-year-old stone relief believed to originate from ancient Sumer in Mesopotamia. The piece is unlike anything you'd expect to find outside a museum. Carved into the stone are detailed depictions of people and animals sharing a meal, possibly part of a ceremonial scene. Experts believe it may have once been a component of an altar or sarcophagus, given its dimensions and carving style. Other similar artifacts exist, but they're typically kept in institutions like the Louvre. Even compared to those, this one is considered the best preserved of its kind. It's unclear how it ended up in Bulgaria, but the trail led to a Turkish smuggler who was arrested shortly after. While looting and illegal sales remain a global issue in archaeology, finds like this serve as a stark reminder of just how much history still changes hands in silence, often hidden until it's nearly lost forever. Alright, now, let's talk about Number 9. Julius Caesar assassination coin. Commemorating a murder on a coin sounds grim, but that's exactly what happened after Julius Caesar's assassination. In 42 BCE, just 2 years after Caesar was killed, Roman senators who supported his death minted a coin in honor of it. Only 3 of these coins have ever surfaced, and as of October 2020, one was up for auction in London with a reserve price of $6.5 million. What makes this one so valuable isn't just its rarity, but its pristine condition, untouched, likely hidden away in a European private collection for centuries. The coin bears the face of Marcus Junius Brutus, one of Caesar's assassins, with the words EID Mar, IDs of March engraved behind 2 daggers. This wasn't just currency, it was a statement, a warning, and it marked the beginning of a power shift that would collapse the Roman Republic and give rise to the empire. The coin is more than gold, it's a symbol of betrayal, chaos, and total change. Number 8. Oldest astrolabe. Long before GPS or radar, sailors had only the stars and astrolabes. Well, if you don't believe it, just Google it. In March 2019, the world's oldest known mariner's astrolabe was recovered from a shipwreck off the coast of Oman. The vessel was part of Vasco da Gama's 4th India-bound fleet and sank in 1503 during a storm. This particular astrolabe was likely made just before that voyage, over 500 years ago. Though older records describe astrolabes as early as the 6th century, none from that era have survived in physical form. What makes this find remarkable isn't just its age, but the condition it was preserved in under the sea. Astrolabes were designed to measure the altitude of stars above the horizon, helping sailors figure out their latitude. Once essential tools of navigation, most were eventually melted down or repurposed as their usefulness faded. This one survived centuries underwater, and today it bridges the gap between ancient navigation and the beginning of Europe's global exploration. Number CA. Fossilized sea creature. Roughly 518 million years ago, something bizarre drifted through ancient seas and left behind a fossil that stumped scientists. Unearthed in March 2019 during a joint research effort between Bristol University and Yunnan University, the creature is officially named Dohocaris shangqingyangensis, but informally dubbed Jurassic Cthulhu thanks to its many tentacle-like limbs and fearsome mouth. Its remains were found in a now undisclosed location in China, in an area that was once entirely underwater. The creature shares some traits with modern cone jellies, including soft tissue and a flower-shaped body. Hua, in Mandarin means flower, which inspired part of its name. As one of the oldest sea creature fossils ever identified, it gives researchers a rare look into early marine evolution. While it may look alien to us now, back then it was part of a vibrant ecosystem that predates even the earliest dinosaurs. Its shape, structure, and age make it a standout find in the long story of life on Earth. Alright guys, now let's talk about Number 6. Human teeth jewelry. In December 2019, at the Neolithic site of Çatalhöyük in central Turkey, archaeologists came across a rare and rather unsettling discovery: jewelry made from human teeth. The pieces appear to have once been part of a necklace or bracelet, with the teeth carefully shaped and drilled to act as pendants. This isn't something commonly found in this region, and it's the first recorded example of such an item in Turkey. The teeth, which belonged to two different adults aged between 30 and 50, likely held personal or symbolic meaning. Some speculate they were keepsakes from lost loved ones, a wearable way to carry memory. Çatalhöyük itself dates back more than 8,000 years and is one of the oldest known cities in the world. It was a complex settlement where people buried their dead beneath their homes, which might explain how the teeth were preserved. While the exact reason behind the jewelry is still uncertain, the emotional weight of the find is hard to miss. Now, imagine if this trend continues to this day. Well, that's just scary. Number 5. Bronze Age helmet. You don't need a degree in archaeology to stumble into history. Back in Galicia, a fisherman named José Vicente Somoza was just clearing space near Lero Beach to set up a shed for his boat when he spotted something gleaming in the sand. What he found was the Casco de Lero, a 3000-year-old gold artifact dating to the Bronze Age. The entire piece was hammered from a single sheet of gold and detailed with 6 distinct bands of concentric circles. While it's often called a helmet, there's still debate over its true purpose. It could have been a ceremonial bowl or even a symbolic representation. What's undeniable is the craftsmanship. Instead of hoarding it, José handed it straight over to the experts at the Instituto Padre Sarmiento. From there, it went on display in a museum. Whatever it once was, the Casco de Lero offers a stunning glimpse into the metallurgical skill and mysterious aesthetics of prehistoric Northwest Iberia. Number 4. Maya bas-relief. Unearthed in 2015 among the ruins of Tepen Huitz in Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, a carved limestone panel offers one of the clearest visual records of ancient Maya sport. The carving shows a ball player dressed in ceremonial gear, including a wide belt and what appears to be an ornament with long streamers. The figure is in mid-action, and while the specifics of the game remain unknown, it's widely believed to have held religious or ritualistic meaning. Some scholars even argue that losing teams may have been sacrificed, though hard evidence is scarce. The carving likely once marked the entrance to a palace or ball court and dates to between the 7th and 9th centuries. Hieroglyphs beside the figure translate to 9 handspan ball, a phrase which might reference the game's rules, ball size, or even the name of the competition. While much about the Maya sports remains a mystery, this stonework gives a rare glimpse into how seriously they took the game and the symbolism behind it. What do you think about it? Let us know. Number 3. Viking textile burial. In mid-2020, during an excavation in Hesnes, archaeologists came across a rare kind of Viking relic, a finely embroidered wool textile preserved inside a woman's grave. The burial is believed to date back to the mid-9th century, and what makes this find so great is its condition. Viking textiles rarely survive time's decay, especially in Norway's climate. Most similar examples have only been found in Danish elite burials. Alongside the fabric were hundreds of pearls and a brooch shaped like a three-lobed turtle, items that clearly signal the woman's high status. In the Viking world, textiles weren't just functional. Weaving was a labor-intensive craft, and clothing was often passed down through generations. That this woman was buried with her garments instead of having them reused speaks volumes about her importance. It wasn't just a farewell, it was a message. Her clothes weren't meant for anyone else. They were hers in life, and they remained hers in death. Number 2. Medieval bunions. In 2021, researchers studying over 200 medieval skeletons from Cambridge, England, uncovered a painful side effect of medieval fashion: bunions. Specifically, they linked the deformities to a notorious style of shoe known as polanes, or winkle pickers, long pointed footwear that was all the rage during the 14th and 15th centuries. The study found that nearly 25% of individuals buried during that period had hallux valgus, a condition caused by years of wearing tight, narrow shoes. By contrast, only about 5% of those buried in earlier centuries had the same deformity. It wasn't limited to elites either. Even working-class people seemed to suffer the consequences. While shoes today can still be uncomfortable, few styles have left a mark, literally, as severe as these fashionable nightmares. For all the elegance they might have suggested at the time, these shoes were a literal pain to wear. And now, hundreds of years later, the damage is still visible in the bones left behind. Well, why did ancient people do crazy things? Number 1. Ancient prenup. Long before modern legal systems formalized marriage agreements, ancient Egyptians had their own version of the prenup, some even longer than a man is tall. One such document, dating back nearly 2,500 years, now resides in the Oriental Institute at the University of Chicago. Written on papyrus and measuring over 8 feet in length, the contract outlines detailed terms of marriage, separation, and property rights. If a man divorced his wife, he was obligated to pay her 12 pieces of silver and 36 bags of grain each year for life. In return, the bride contributed 30 pieces of silver at the start of the marriage, a show of mutual commitment. The document even allowed for the peaceful end of a marriage if it remained childless. While concubines were permitted under these terms, they held no rights or status under the agreement. Breaching the contract was a legal offense, subject to trial. Surprisingly thorough, it's a rare early example of marital law that still mirrors many modern values. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.